more people join in. Thanks, Danny. Beanie blessings. Welcome to Blended City's Work of Art Wednesday online open mic. Thank you for joining us. My name is Deadpan Lizzie the Beanie God, and I am your MC for the evening. For those that don't know, Blended City is a 501c3 nonprofit status arts organization founded in 2017 by Nick Luis and Ashley L. Confield. We have Danny Gomez as our co-host and tech producer. Hi, Danny. Any questions, please DM him and he will advise you. Blended City's mission is to support and connect non-traditional artists in disadvantaged communities by providing a multidisciplinary space to create. How we meet our mission is by doing this, an open mic forum dedicated to the artists across various art disciplines coming together and showcasing their talents and telling their stories. Just some housekeeping notes. Please keep your mic off if you're not performing, but your video on. Myself and our fellow artists want to see your faces and engage, unless the artist suggests having your mic on for their set. We encourage you to take videos and pictures throughout the evening and tag Blended City on all social media platforms. Blended City will also be sharing you and your work on your IG stories, so please feel free to post and spread the love. This mic is for all mediums of art. There is no censorship when it comes to sharing our creations. However, you cannot be a jerk. That is the only rule. No inappropriate behavior. Please ask for consent always, and no hate speech or bullying whatsoever. If we hear or see any of this tonight, you get the boot from Danny and me. No questions asked. This is a brave space. So to everyone on Zoom and watching on our streaming platforms and beyond, it is our responsibility here at the mic to ensure bravery and safety always. That is the definition of community. Just some updates. These changes aim to ensure that our space remains safe, inclusive, and empowering for every member of our community. It is essential for us that everyone feels confident and encouraged to share their art and experiences. So moving forward, the following rules are in effect. Be respectful of everyone in the space. Kindness and respect are the cornerstones of this community. Please ensure that your interactions and contributions reflect the principle. No sexually explicit material, please. To maintain a comfortable environment for all, please refrain from sharing content that is sexually explicit. We are going to avoid religious and political material. While we celebrate our diversity of experiences and backgrounds, we ask that you steer clear of sharing religious and political material. This is to ensure that our platform remains a neutral space where we all feel welcome and safe. And when in doubt, reach out. If you're considering sharing something that you are unsure if it aligns with our guidelines, just let me and Danny know privately and we will take care of that. If at any point tonight you feel you need to bring anything out of bounds or attention, like I said, just direct message us and we will resolve it as quickly as possible. Like many of us, like me, many of us are portfolio building and are just here to unwind after a long day's work. I don't believe in content or trigger warnings given life is one, but if you feel the need to give that, please go ahead and do so. If you haven't pre-registered for the open mic, send Danny a DM and we will get you on our list. And he has a really fun game that we're going to end with later this evening. And if you're planning on sharing original music, please make sure your Zoom setting is changed to original sound. If you need help with that, just let one of us know. Before we begin our open mic, we will do our grounding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 focusing exercise. This helps bring you into the space and be more present with your art and each other, refocusing all your senses to stay in the moment. It also helps with active listening. You remain muted, but feel free to say them out loud to yourself as you identify them. All right, so only if you want to, take a deep breath in. Release that when it feels comfortable for you. So the first thing is, what are 5 things you can see? 5 things you can see. You don't have to overthink it. And thank you for posting it in the chat, Danny. 5 things you can see. I can see all of you. I can see my tea mug. I can see my vitamin water. I can see my water bottle. I Let's see my pen. What are 5 things we can see? You can type in the chat if you'd like to as well, if you want to share with everyone. What are 4 things you can touch? I can touch the skin on my hands. I can touch the floor beneath me. Touch my elbows on my thighs. Touch my fingernails. There are 4 things you can currently touch. 4 things. What are 3 things you can hear? You can hear the bus outside. You can hear a plane above. You can hear the silence in the room. What are 2 things you can smell? I can smell my neighbors making dinner. And I can smell the lingering of what I had for dinner. I made myself some roasted gnocchi and a tomato basil sauce. It was really filling. What for 2 things you can smell? And lastly, what's 1 thing you can taste or feel? I can still taste my dinner. And I feel grateful that I get to share space with everyone here once a month in our community. I'm very grateful for that. What are 5 things you can see? 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste or feel. And just a win for the week. You can keep that private to yourself, but a win for the week. Because we all have wins and we don't measure it. Thank you for joining me in that grounding exercise. I appreciate it. And now we're going to get started on our open mic. So we have 2 lovely artists with us right now, and on deck we have Nina, but please welcome to the mic now from across the border, Jeff Cacho.
Okay, I'll give you a couple of new pieces. So the first one, I wrote this as part of the WOAW 5-word challenge. WOAW is a hybrid poetry series in Cork, Ireland. And they have the 5-word challenge where they take 5 words picked by the audience, and you have to write a poem in 15 minutes. So this is one I did last week, and the 5 words were friends, ripple, belligerent, steam, and playground. And here's what I came up with. My friends were quite belligerent that day in the playground where we were wont to play. It began with an intense debate that started nice and plummeted to hate. First, Betty asked, "What can you tell is the best song by Peter Gabriel?" Then Johnny said, "No contest here. His best is Steam, it's very clear." This caused a ripple of dismay that spread across my friends that day. "You're wrong," cried Todd. "It's Shock the Monkey." The way he said it was proud and spunky. "No, no," I said, all shocked and aghast. "The truth is, Gabriel never surpassed the work he did in the 70s with Genesis." Their faces did freeze. "Shut up," said Bill. "I hate Genesis. Their music was so pretentious." This sparked a round of fisticuffs until the others screamed, "Enough!" And to this day, I die on that hill. Genesis remains Peter Gabriel's career peak still. So I wrote that in 15 minutes, and I'm sure you can tell. I'm sure it shows. And this one is also pretty new. This is called Legitimate Film Critic. My name is Josh Pendletross, and I'm a legitimate film critic. You can read all my past movie reviews at legitimatefilmcritic.com/legitimatemoviereviews.html. I got quoted once on a movie poster, so that just adds to my credibility. I'll give you some of my latest movie opinions because I'm sure you're dying to hear them. First, there's the most recent Oscar winner, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. I just thought it was real boring. All that talk and talk and talk and all that black and white cinematography, it just didn't do it for me. Yeah, okay, Chris, we get it. We get it, Chris. Atomic energy is dangerous and it's got all these huge moral implications. And Oppenheimer felt guilty about it afterwards and blah, 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 blah. We get it. But your movie was just boring and pretentious. 1 star. Another big recent movie was Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Also a lot of talking in that one, and it went on way too long. Yeah, we get it, Marty. We get it. Society is violent and racist, and it's full of greed and corruption, and terrible crimes are covered up, and yada, yada, yada. We get it, Marty. But your movie was so boring. 1 star. I thought I'd also review some classic movies too, just to show I'm aware of film history and its influences and stuff. So I just watched Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Oh man, that one was so boring. Seriously, all those spaceships that just move so slowly, they hardly even get anywhere, and then I don't even know what happened when they got to Jupiter. Okay, Stanley, we get it. We get it, all right? We get it. Evolution and stuff, right? We get it. Machines are dehumanizing and tracking shots look cool. We get it. But you still somehow made outer space so boring. 1 star. And then I watched Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, which is supposed to be one of the best movies ever made or something. But I found it so boring. I mean, he just follows that lady and follows her, and like nothing happens for like forever. Come on. Okay, we get it, Hitch. All right, we get it. We get it. You like blonde women, and you're full of phobias, and you obsess over things, and you're fascinated with the male gaze and stuff, and you like to experiment boldly with the camera, and the hills of San Francisco are a convenient visual metaphor for the guy's downward spiral into psychological instability and all that crap. But come on, stop it, Hitch. We get it, okay? Just stop. You're just boring me to death with all that. 1 star. And the other one I just watched was Wild Strawberries by Ingmar Bergman. Man, I don't even know where to begin with that one. I didn't even understand it, partly because I don't speak Swedish, but also because it was so weird and didn't make any sense. I mean, why didn't the clock have any hands on it? That was messed up. Okay, Ingmar, we get it. You're depressed, okay? We get it. You're depressed and you're questioning God's existence and you're obsessed with evaluating the meaning of life and you really dig the Freudian imagery and you like to meditate profoundly and personally into the myriad struggles facing the psyche and the soul and whatnot. We get it, all right? We get it. But you're just too boring and you need to lighten the fuck up. 1 star. I'm a legitimate film critic. You know what's a really great movie? Mortal Kombat Annihilation, because it kicks ass and because the video game's cool. And finally, I have an announcement. I just landed a full-time position writing about movies with the Daily Beast. And also, I've just started freelancing for Slate. Told you I was good. Look for my next reviews on those sites. My name is Josh Pendeltross, and I'm a legitimate film critic. See ya. That was also a new one called Legitimate Film Critic. And I also have a quick announcement for myself, actually. If you're free Sunday morning and have access to Zoom, I am featuring at Magic Theater Poetry Reading, 9:30 Eastern Time. It's at a weird time because the host is based in Thailand. But if you're up Sunday morning for that, and there's an open mic too, so you can open mic there. I'll put the info in the chat when I get a moment.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. We will definitely plug that. And yes, I will be running a half marathon Sunday morning in Central Park,
Okay.
so I will not be able to attend. But if you are free Sunday morning, get your cup of coffee and your breakfast. It's just on Zoom and go hang out and do the open mic and support artists around the world. We love you, Jeff. Thank you. I only liked two of the Oscar movies this year, Barbie and Nyad.
Well, I didn't see Naiad. That was the
It's on Netflix. It's 2 hours. I highly recommend it.
okay.
I made me cry.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you, Jeff. And yeah, go get his books and yeah, go to the open mic in the feature. Yep, that's his book,
Yeah,
Hate Story.
that's my novel, Hate Story, and I'll put info about that in the chat too.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. All right. All right, next up we have Nina, and I think she's gonna do some spoken word for us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, on my end, it's a little weird. Alrighty, guess oldie but goodie. This one's called Companionship. Like two magnets gravitating beyond reason, the ancestors granted my white chocolate Regan. One look, one phrase, that masculine magic swept up in a daze that I know will end tragic. Uniting as one when we rendezvous, intoxicated by this drug called you. Smooth like wine, relaxing my worry, honoring my divine every time we scurry. Black and blue rarely mixes with red. The path we choose is the life we've led. Enjoying the ride every time we smash, riding the highs to the inevitable crash. My head sings your song all day and all night. How can this be wrong when it feels so fucking right? My heart soars with joy with every word you speak. No need to be coy. You're my puppy and I your freak. So until the day comes when we must eventually part, know you rose me from slums and deeply touch my heart. My spirit is yours, majestic like a canyon. I love you to your core, forever my companion.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Nina. Really passionate and lovely. And also happy National Poetry Month and happy National Playwriting Month. And to those who observe, hugs and they piss off because it's Passover. Really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Nina. We appreciate you. And Danny has a really lovely ending game before we do the beanie blessing for the night.
Yeah. So this is something I've been thinking about a lot. Just my future and where it holds, and I think it's just sort of what's been going on right now. I'm 23, so I sort of gave myself this sort of prompt for myself, and I wrote a letter that I'm not going to open until 5 years from now. But basically, in this letter, I wrote basically a piece of advice I wanted to give to myself and some goals. So in a sort of like very condensed version, what's one what's one goal and what's one piece of advice you would give your future self in 5 years?
Are we keeping this private or are we saying it out loud?
If you'd like, we can actually take the moment right now to take out a piece of paper and just write it down if you'd like to, or we could say it ourselves, or just take the moment to just kind of like take that in.
Yeah. For me, in 5 years, I hope I am out of law school and on my way to generating a path to becoming a state senator. I hope so. That's the goal. And if you had told me that 5 years ago, that wouldn't have been the honest answer. I would have said writer. 5 years ago, I would have said my goal was to be a published author. And I'm lucky enough to have done this several times. Now there's a new goal. So that's me. If anyone else wants to share theirs out loud, they can. They don't have to though. And we're
What was
informal
it?
tonight.
What was it
If
again?
if you were to write a letter to yourself today for what you want to achieve in the next 5 years,
What would be one goal or one piece of advice you'd like to give to yourself?
I put take a breath.
I love that.
we all need that. We all need that.
You know, I spent a lot of
Deadpan
my
Nina.
yeah, I spent a lot of my 20s just being a hot mess, like just and then my 30s was cleaning up my 20s. You know what I mean? So it's like, just take a breath.
That's
Take
that's
a breath.
that's everyone. We're all hot messes in our 20s.
I'm like a hot mess. I'm not gonna lie.
No, no. Aw, I hear you. Did Deadpan Nina tonight. Deadpan Nina and Deadpan Lizzie. You know, actually we all need to do that. To remind ourselves to like
Yeah.
Especially, it's really, I mean, it's really hard, especially when you live, everyone here lives in a city, whether it's Toronto or New York. It's really hard. Oh, there's Steven. To, um, it's really hard to stop and remind ourselves that we do need to take a beat and breathe. And speaking of that, someone who knows how to unwind and have a wonderful time just came into the room. He is a poet and a musician, and I adore him so much. So if he wants to turn his camera and mic on, I'd love to say hi to him if he can hear me.
Steve-
Can you hear me, Steven?
Yeah, it's not letting me oh, there we go.
There you are. Hello.
Wow, look,
Hugsamaya.
how do you like that background, huh? Let
I
me fix
do.
that up. Let me fix that. Hi everybody.
Hugsamaya.
Chag Sameach. Let's go with New York and I can fix this now.
There we go. This is
Yeah.
Stephen Blaine, the wonderful musician and poet, and he's also a rabbi.
You know, when you lead with that, you set me up for you know, getting hurt, you know.
No,
There we go.
he's a
Oh, there we go.
mensch.
Oh, gee. There we go. Now we got
There
that.
we got the skyline.
Now I can do this. Wow. It's really, you got the skyline? Oh, good.
Yeah, I can see the skyline. Well, welcome. We just heard from two poets, but if you're ready and you want to play a song, we'd
No,
love to hear.
no, I don't. I want to listen.
Oh, well, we can do a second round,
So
I guess.
you bumped into my kids? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was bartending and I ran into Eve and met your
Oh.
other daughter and Tom, and it was lovely to see them for a few
Yeah.
minutes.
It's a small town, you know? You never know who
It
you're gonna
is.
bump into.
Okay. Well, we can do a round two if Jeff or Nina wants to read again.
Yeah, I just need to decide what to do next.
Alright. Yeah, and then we'll do a quick round two, and then if you don't have to play music if you don't want to, of course.
I really wanted to just say hello. I have something that I'm thinking about, but
Yeah, no, there's no pressure. But I'm happy you came in to say hello. We appreciate that.
yeah.
Actually,
Been
when
a
you
long
were
time.
just, yeah, when you actually were coming into the room, we were talking about Danny said if in 5 years, today we're gonna write a letter and open it in 5 years, what would that goal be for ourselves? What would advice would we give to ourselves that we write a letter and then 5 years from now we open
You looking for suggestions?
it? Nina said to breathe, which is something we all
Yeah,
need to do,
I would say everybody fucking chill out.
especially right now.
You know, everybody chill out. You know, it's
There's
too much. Just too
it's a
much.
lot right now in the
Yeah.
world. A lot. Yeah, it's and I was saying because we all live in everyone here lives in a city. I'm
Mm.
living in Toronto, or Jeff lives in Toronto, but New York,
Mm.
four of us live in New York City. It's really hard
It's
to remember to
unbelievable.
breathe sometimes.
It's unbelievable. My poor little town. What's going on in my city? It's a nightmare.
I well, where I live,
Yeah.
it's actually a nightmare. But
Mm.
yeah, but we won't get into that right now.
Mm.
But yeah, no, with
Yeah.
the
Well,
easiest thing that we are supposed to do is actually the hardest thing to do. Right? The irony of that, right? The easiest thing is the hardest thing.
it's- humans don't want things to just be at an even keel. They want they crave stupid. I don't understand
We
it.
do crave, you know what? And I was at my gym.
Yeah.
We'll chat. We can chat for a little bit while Jeff is getting
Yeah.
his piece together. But at my gym the other day, we do our warm up and then we do a name and pronoun check in, and we do like little games with it. Sometimes it'll be like, "What's your favorite food?" or "What was your win for the week?" or "What would your drag name be?" Something like that. And I don't. Oh, it was a vibe check because it was a Monday, and the coach asked what was our vibe check because it was an early Monday morning. And he's from Iowa. originally, and he was talking about how it after living here for 20 years in New York, going back to Iowa, he was riding around on a tractor on his family's farm, just like holding his boyfriend, kind of like that movie Patrick Dempsey at the end where he's on the tractor and the girl he loves. And he's like, it was nice to just slow down and not have to
Boy,
worry about things in like a small town, slow paced kind of way. And it's
yeah,
something we really
yeah.
we don't know it. And we
Well,
know it, but we don't do it.
I think in the city we all operate at a higher frequency. Not that we're smarter or anything. Just we just do. And when stuff comes along to elevate that, it makes us really crazy.
I think
So
I think part of it is because we have to do everything by foot.
yeah, I
As the
love stuff.
train moves, so
Yeah, but
we
don't
move
you
so
love walking? I love walking
I
around.
love walking. I walk everywhere. I
Yeah,
walk everywhere and I take the subway only when I have to or the bus. And then I don't really take the bus that much, but I take the bus
I know.
Yep.
occasionally.
The Subway's a treat. The Subway is such a treat.
And
Uh,
then I'm relearning how to ride a city bike. I haven't ridden a bike since I was a kid, but I'm trying to relearn. And like,
excuse me,
because,
I gotta close my fridge. It's
yeah, yeah, go for it. But it's like, because we do everything by foot, but we have to move so quickly. We don't think about like just meandering in the woods, right? We're just like block to block to block the avenue, and it's like dodging. We don't know how to slow down. It's really scary. Um, you know, I guess during COVID is when we all learned in the city to slow down, but you know, then they said no more COVID, and we went back to zooming around. We
do you
went from
remember
Zoom
COVID?
to Zoom.
Do you remember COVID?
Do I remember
It's like,
COVID? It was
do
only,
you remember? But I mean, it's like it
yeah.
never happened. It's
It's
insane.
in
You,
some ways it feels that way, yeah. In some
I feel
ways.
I just lost 4 years. I lost 4 fucking years. They dissolved. That's the way I feel about
Yeah.
it. It's weird.
But we all met because of it.
Yeah, well,
We all
that's
met
true.
because of COVID. I
There's
didn't
a
know
lot.
anyone here
The
before
Zoom
COVID.
thing. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And like
I probably
everybody's pretending it's over too. Like COVID's not over, people.
it's
We're
not
kind of
over, but
pretending it is.
we
But
have
we've normalized. We've
vaccination.
accepted.
We've
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have herd community.
right.
Yeah, so like
I
we
just
have that.
tested
Hopefully.
tonight. I just tested tonight for it. I said to my wife, I said, I don't feel so. She said, test for COVID. And I'm negative, so it must be allergies.
Oh,
I mean,
good,
I don't know.
good. I've never had COVID.
Really?
Mm.
No, I had the
Did you
flu the first week
did
of
you
the
get did you
pandemic.
get any shots? You never got any shots either?
No, I'm fully vaccinated.
Oh,
I'm
well, I
fully.
only
I
had it
got
once.
really,
I only had it once, to be honest. Yeah,
I got really sick from the vaccines,
me too. Definitely. Two
but I
days I was
didn't.
out. 2 days I was
I
out because
I
of
was
this.
out for full weeks each time.
Yeah, it's
They
no
kicked
no
me.
question. It
Yeah,
really it
but I'm
really
glad
did.
I'm vaccinated. Other than I would have gotten sick. So
I mean, who knows? Who knows at this
maybe I'll
point?
get it one day.
Yeah, who
No,
knows?
Jeff, did you get your piece yet?
Yeah, I
Okay,
was
cool.
thinking you may or may not know I've been dabbling in stand-up since
Really?
last summer, so I could try a stand-up bit that's
Let's
gone
do it.
over okay when I was live. So
Do you want us to really laugh or to just support your laugh?
oh, I just just
Okay.
laugh, and even if it's
Okay.
not funny, laugh.
Okay.
No, so okay. Well, thank you. It's good to be here in Toronto or New York, because I see New York over there. My name is Jeff, and contrary to the dress shirt I'm wearing right now, I am not a corporate type. And yet, my day job is in marketing, because we live in a silly world. I work alongside some excruciatingly boring business people. These suits can be so unimaginative, even when they're naming their companies. You'd think they'd want to stand out, but no, sometimes they don't even try. We had a supplier based in the Toronto suburbs called Process Instruments and Components. And by the time I finish this sentence, you will forget that name. process instruments and components. That's just what they sell. If they put in 5 seconds of effort, they could have called it waka waka bloopy floop floop instruments and components. And you'd say, that's a stupid name, but I'll remember it. I'll remember it. Grocery chains here in Canada have some strange names. There's one called No Frills. But what if I like frills? Frills are pretty. There's one called Food Basics. Food Basics. That's a farm. That's not a store. That's what you call a farm. Yep. Welcome to Food Basics. Over here, we got your seeds. Seeds for planting. You do the planting. Over here, we got your live chickens. Chickens for slaughtering. You do the slaughtering. We just give you the basics. Even slogans. Slogans can be lazy. I use a shuttle company that has the slogan, start here, get there. That's just the literal definition of transportation. That's like Nike saying, put on feet, run. Or Pepsi, drink this, get diabetes. Sometimes they miss the obvious. There's a shopping rewards app called Fetch. I'm very disappointed that it doesn't use the slogan, make fetch happen. And Lay's potato chips, it's right there in the name, people. Get laid. Hey, baby, want to come over for some Lay's? Sexy chip dip. There's a medical facility in downtown Toronto called the Herzig Eye Institute. Now that sounds like a sensible name, except that when you say it out loud, I hear it as Hertz a Guy Institute, which sounds like something you'd hear in a 30s gangster movie. Louis, you better cough up the dough or I'm gonna send you to the Hertz a Guy Institute. If I were wearing my trilby, that would have been brilliant. Other times, names are just baffling. There's a tire store franchise here in Canada called OK Tire. OK Tire. First, that sounds like something a millennial would say to an old tire. OK Tire. And second, OK Tire. So it's not great tire. It's not fantastic tire. It's not even good tire. The tires are just okay. Would you trust a haircut from mediocre barber? Would you feel safe in a car by We Tried Our Best Motor Company? Fly Competent Airlines. Actually, you guys have that. That's Spirit. I think I figured out how OK Tire stays in business. They have an infallible sales technique called tire blackmail. Let's say you're on an important cross-country drive across Canada, but you get a flat just outside of Upper Queensbury, New Brunswick, and you forgot to pack a spare. So you run over to the only tire store in town. I need a new tire now, a good one. Oh, we don't sell good tires, eh? Our tires are just okay. Okay won't do. I have to be in Saskatoon by Thursday. I need a good, strong tire that can handle the trip. Well, our tires are just okay. Where can I get a good tire? Nearest place would be Fredericton, eh? But that's an hour east. I need a new tire to get to Fredericton. What? OK Tire will get you to Fredericton. I don't want an OK Tire. Suit yourself. That's all we got, eh? So you're saying I have to get the OK Tire to get the good tire. That's about the size of it, eh? And the good tire will get me to Saskatoon. No, the good tire will get you to Montreal, where you get the great tire, and that gets you to Thunder Bay, where you get the fabulous tire. Ah! That's how they get you. That's how they get you. And the only way to outsmart them is to fly Competent Airlines. Competent Airlines. We usually don't crash. So that was one of my stand-up bits that I've been doing. Just standard Seinfeldian observational stuff, but seems to go over okay.
It was really funny. Great job. It was very good.
Yeah, I had to change the line to Spirit Airlines because like the line I actually say is, "Oh, we've got Competent Airlines." That's Porter. Porter is a terrible airline in Canada. But last second I remembered, okay, you guys are always making fun of Spirit Airlines, so
It's, we're not making fun of it just to make fun of it. It really is terrible.
I imagine, yeah.
It really is. If you actually go into the terminal for it at LaGuardia, you think it's a joke. The floor is
Right.
like Like the floor is like ripped apart.
Oh, I think you told me this. Yeah, I remember you telling me this.
I was bringing an ex-girlfriend to the airport last year, and that was what she flew out of, and I'm like, I don't feel safe with you like getting on a plane.
Mm.
She did, and she's fine, but like, it's janky. Oh, thank you, Jeff. We love you. Jeff's gonna be in New York, by the way, over Pride. So if you want to get a copy of his book or come hang out,
Yeah,
he'll be on the
we're
he'll be on the Upper West Side with me.
yeah, we're hoping Lizzie and I are hoping to get tickets to John Oliver that weekend if John Oliver's
Yes.
on, and maybe even see a Broadway show, but we'll see how
Yes.
that works out. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping to see Suffs, so go support Suffs the musical so it keeps running so that we can go see it.
Good.
See how that works? Yeah, I hear it's very good, by the way.
Yeah,
Suffs the
the
musical.
song you
I
sent
hear
me
it's
was
very good.
really good. And also, again, Sunday morning, I'm featuring at Magic Theater. So I put the link to that in the chat earlier. So if you're free Sunday morning, come check that out.
Yes, absolutely. It's just on Zoom. So you can have your coffee and your bagel and listen
Mm.
to some art. Well, thank you, Jeff. Does anyone else want to share anything before we do the beanie blessing and depart for the evening? No pressure to if you don't want to. All right. Oh, you do? Yeah, sure, go for it.
Why not, right?
Why not?
I don't
It's
share
early.
this one often, but I'll share it today. This one's called Marriage is Like a Plant. Marriage is like a plant. The soil is the foundation from which a future starts, the beginning of an ever-expanding love. The seeds are trust, held inside of each of us and represent potential for growth. The roots are our history, reminding us where we come from and keeping us grounded no matter what storms we go through. The water we use is like communication. If we remember to use the right words and be kind, there's no limit to what lengths will grow. The sun is like respect. Respect is the light the plant feeds from, giving it the strength and courage to come out of the dark. The weeds are like conflict. Too much, and the plant won't be able to bear fruit. Love is the fruit that comes when you put everything together, the result of a healthy relationship. The end.
Oh, that's lovely. Very lovely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. It's so beautiful. Oh, it's so heartfelt. Thank you, Nina. All right. Well, we've had a lovely evening. Thank you to everyone that came to share space with us tonight. I want to thank Danny, as always, being our wonderful tech producer and co-host. And for the game, I hope that all of our goals are reached beyond in 5 years. But 2024, that's 2029. Damn. The
You
tail
know
end of a
what?
decade. In the tail end
It'll
of a
be here in a
decade.
minute. It'll be here in a minute.
Can you
After
believe
it will. It's
30
crazy.
years into the millennium? Can you believe that? Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's crazy. I'll be 37.
Me
No,
too.
38.
Me too.
I'll be 38. Steven and yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll be 39. That's right. Right.
You know, like a day over 21.
That's right.
I wouldn't notice. I could serve you a drink.
I'll be
For that.
55, but if I shave my head again, I can pass for 35.
Okay.
Oh,
Sounds
thank you.
good.
Yeah. Well, thank you
I
everyone
wish
for
it was that
sharing.
easy. Yeah.
I was a few years ago before the pandemic. I was working next to a 25-year-old, and what was we were talking about movies, and she was like, "Oh, did you know Chadwick Boseman is so old? He's so old. He's like 42. He's so old." I was like,
Old man.
Wait,
Yeah.
and I
how
was
old was
like,
he when he passed away?
He was
I
young.
don't know, a bit
Yeah.
older than that. But I said something
Oh.
like, well, actually, I'm 45, so he looks like a kid to me. She goes, "Oh my God, you're 40. You're 45."
45
Like,
isn't old. Neither is 55, but I don't consider
yeah.
55 old.
Yeah. But she was like, I was shaving my head at the time, so I looked younger. So she was like, "Oh my God, you're 45. I thought you were like a really out of shape 30-year-old."
Wow. Did she really say that? A really out of shape
Yeah,
30-year-old?
pretty much. Yeah.
What? That's really rude.
I don't think
Wow.
she meant it that way.
Yeah, but she said it. Wow, that's I didn't know he was in his 40s. He looked younger than that. I
Yeah, he
mean,
did. Yeah.
I didn't see Black Panther and I haven't seen other films he's in. I mean, I know he passed away and he had colon cancer and that's very sad. But
Mhm.
um I don't know a lot about him, but he looked very young. He didn't look like
Yeah,
he was in his 40s. But
he was
to
really
me,
good. He was really good in that movie. It's an adaptation of an August Wilson play, Ma Bailey's Bottom or
oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
was a
was
good
really good.
actor. You know, he's a
Yeah.
fine actor, and it's very sad that we've lost so much talent in this world, unfortunately. Um, yeah. No, I to me, old is like 80.
Hmm.
Like anything under 80, I'm like, I don't consider like old. It's like you feel
Yeah.
your energy, you don't feel your age.
Yeah.
I feel about 99 today.
Hmm.
Yeah, me too.
80 is the new 60.
Steven, are you tuning up?
you guys are so optimistic.
Steven, are you tuning up because you want to play something, or are you just tuning
Oh,
up?
no, I don't need to play anything. I just, you inspired me. That's all. Time to go.
Oh, I'm happy I inspired you. Well, thank you everyone for sharing your creations in space tonight and goals. We love you, Danny. Thank you for always being here and having a game for us. And we'll have a new game next time. We're always here the last Wednesday of the month, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom for these free events. And there's so many awesome events coming up Blended City. I know they're having another networking mixer, I believe May 8th in the evening at the Cubbyhole in the West Village, which is one of the most famous lesbian bars in the world. But it's also, you don't have to be LGBTQ or female to go there. Anyone is welcome. And I know they have a couple other events coming up. So keep an eye on their social media. It's just at Blended City and their website, blendedcity.org. And Danny posted all of that in the chat. And we're going to wrap up early tonight. But thank you all for sharing space. And
Thank you. It's nice seeing you all.
you too, Stephen. Thank you. And I'll read the
Yeah.
Beanie Blessing and we
Oh,
will.
yep.
I mean, you don't have to stay for the Beanie Blessing if you don't want to. It's optional.
No,
But I would.
I love your beanie blessings.
Oh, thank you.
They
Oh.
fulfill me.
Oh, thank you. Me and my beanie are fulfilling. I appreciate that. I know I actually got a beanie tattoo since last time I saw you.
Nice.
Why don't you come to one of my? I have 2 gigs this weekend. Why don't you
Oh,
come to one?
what Sunday I'm not free, but where is the other one?
Friday night at 9 at Silvana and Saturday at 7 at Shrine. It's a double header.
Okay. Okay. What time on Friday?
Friday's at 9 at Silvana. Me and
And
my
then
sax player.
Saturday
And then Saturday, right, at Shrine.
at what time?
I got the early set. It'll be me and the walls.
But what is early? What is your definition of early?
7.
Oh, well, that one I can. Friday I'm bartending at 9 in the West Village, so I can't. But if you are free, go. He's amazing. And then Saturday, I love the Shrine, and I have to carbo load anyway, and I love their food, so I can come. I will go uptown at 7 and come for a little bit and eat some food and listen to some music, and then I'll head back down because I have a half marathon in the morning, so I do have to call it a slightly early night. But I will definitely come see you. You said 7 o'clock on Saturday?
Yes.
All right, I'll double.
Yes. Double check on the
Oh.
website. Yeah.
We're not gonna wrap up just yet because our friend Ethan Mackler just joined.
Wow. Haven't seen him in a long time.
He can't. Where's he going? Hey, Ethan.
Hey,
How are you? Beanie blessings.
you too.
Thanks. If you're ready, you're more than welcome to play.
Okay, hold on a moment.
No problem. All right. Well, we'll have Ethan, and then we'll wrap up. By the way, if you are in New York City and you're free Friday night or Saturday night, definitely go to Sylvana and the Shrine. Stevens band is really fun, and also the venues are just really fun. The Shrine is a really cool venue, and it's free. There's no cover.
Okay, are you ready?
We're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you. We always love having some music in our space. Thank you, Ethan, for hopping on and joining. Another beanie brother friend. Appreciate you. Do you have anything coming up with the Garage Poets you want to talk about?
Um, we're looking to do a porch fest up here in Malden. Well, I'm not in Malden at the moment, but the other two are. Um, or their residents, I actually don't know where they are this very evening, but yes, Garage Poets in Malden, Massachusetts. Whatever the Porch Fest date is, I don't know what that is. And we've been doing the Controverse open mic, second and fourth Mondays at Urban Media Arts in Malden, Massachusetts, which is local access. We had an event last night, no, we had an event Monday night, and it went really well. So hopefully next month we shall continue.
Awesome. Porch Fest. That sounds really fun. That sounds nice. That actually sounds like what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about if we were to write a letter to ourselves today and open it in 5 years, what advice would we give ourselves? And because we're all mostly based in fast-paced cities, Nina was like to breathe. And like a porch fest just sounds like exactly what we all need, right? Just to
I've thought more about what I would tell my younger self, which I guess a lot of people have done.
that
Future
too.
self, I haven't really contemplated. That's an interesting.
We do, yeah, we do more the younger self, right? But we can't go back. If I were to tell what I would tell my younger self is to not care as much. But I'd also tell my older self to not care as much. Balance, right? All right. Well, hopefully, maybe there'll be a porch fest in New York City. I think we all need to just like go to Central Park and we'll just make a porch and just, right? Well, thank
It's
you,
nice to
Ethan.
see Steven again. I wanted to say that. I
Oh, of
haven't
course.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
Ethan, how are you?
I'm okay. How have you been doing?
We spent a lot of time together during COVID, right? So,
Yeah.
all these Zooms. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm pretty busy, and then I wasn't, and now I am, and I'm trying to find places to just sing and play. Because if I don't sing and play, my head will explode.
You know how artists feel if we're not constantly doing what we love? We just feel like,
Well, in particular, right now,
and
but yeah.
yeah, it feels like we can't breathe if we're not creating, right? Right, poetry every day or lyrics or something.
I
Right?
think so.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you everyone for joining us. I truly appreciate when we connect once a month and we share space and art and our future goals and just our energy. So thank you. I will end with the beanie blessing like we always do, and then we will go do our own things. We close out our time together, staring at the same sky, whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face, the cotton candy clouds begin to swirl in the early evening, the crescent moon fades in as the constellations begin to dance throughout the night. We all look up the same sky. Thank you for blessing the sky, the soil beneath our feet, and our family with your presence in art. Thank you for taking the time to create, and thank you for holding space. May you sneeze out poems in dreamland. May we always have beanies to keep us stylish and warm. This has been the Work of Art Wednesday online open mic with Blended City, hosted by me, Deadpan Lizzie the Beanie God. On behalf of our beloved community, I bid you adieu until next time. Beanie blessings.
Have a good night.
Lizzie,
Good night, everyone.
you're so sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
as are you. I can't wait to see you on Saturday. I've
Okay.
just put it in my calendar. I'm
we'll see
definitely
you.
coming. No, I'm
Ethan,
coming.
good to see you, bro. I'll see and everybody here. Nice to meet you. See you next
Good
time.
night, everyone. See you
night.
Saturday.
All right.
Good night.
Have a good
Good
night.
night, Danny. Thank you.